Every single decade, there's a window, a narrow, blinking window where certain Porsches sit at the bottom of their value curve. Miss it, and you spend the rest of your life watching other people's investments double. Right now, in 2026, that window is cracking open again. 7 specific Porsches are sitting at prices that 5 years from now, you are going to wish you acted on today. I'm going to give you the models, the current price ranges, what to look for, and exactly why the clock is ticking. Stay until the end because number 7, almost nobody is talking about it, and that's exactly the point. Before we get into it, this isn't speculation. Porsche has one of the most documented appreciation histories in the collector car world. The 993, the air-cooled 911s, the Carrera GT, all of them were too expensive right before they became untouchable. We've seen this pattern repeat generation after generation. New 911 prices just crossed $130,000 for the base Carrera in 2026. That kind of pricing doesn't just affect new cars, it pulls the entire used and classic market upward. The rising tide lifts every Porsche. And right now, the 7 cars I'm about to show you haven't been lifted yet. Let's go. Number 1, the 996 Carrera. Let's start with the most obvious one. And yes, I know you've heard about the 996 before, but here's what's different now. The data is actually showing up in auction results. The 996 Carrera is up 40% year over year in average auction values, with prices now regularly reaching $45,000 and above for the cleanest examples. That 40% didn't happen overnight. It's the beginning of a re-rating. Why was it undervalued in the first place? The fried egg headlights, the IMS bearing scare, the fact that it was the first water-cooled 911. The Porsche faithful hated it, and that hatred kept prices artificially low for nearly 20 years. But here's the truth. It's a genuine 911. It's fast, it handles beautifully, and it was the most technologically advanced 911 of its era. The 996.2, that's the 2002 and later facelift, is the one to get. More power, stiffer chassis, cleaner headlights, manual gearbox only. Get the IMS bearing replaced if it hasn't been done. You're looking at $25,000 to $30,000 for a solid driver. And here's why you buy now. 997 base models are already up over 13% year over year. The S models are following, and there's a structural reason this will continue. The 997.1 is now firmly in that 15 to 20 year sweet spot, the age range where collector cars historically cross from used car into classic. The 997.1 Carrera S runs a 3.8-liter naturally aspirated flat-6 engine, making 355 horsepower. No turbos to worry about, no hybrid systems, no electronic complexity, just a pure analog sports car. The Gen 1, the 997.1, is particularly prized because it uses the last mechanical throttle body before Porsche went drive-by-wire on the 997.2. For investment purposes, the gap between 997.1 and 997.2 prices is about 30%. That gap will compress as the 997.1 is recognized as the purer of the two. Manual transmission is essential. PDK cars carry a discount now and likely carry a larger one later. The window on sub-$60,000 997.1 Carrera S coupes is closing. Give it 24 months and you'll be looking at $75,000 floors. Number 3, the Porsche Boxster .986. I know what you're thinking. The Boxster .986? Really? And that skepticism is exactly why it's on this list. The 986 shares its front end, platform, and engine architecture with the 996. The same IMS concern applies, and the same solution exists. But because it's just a Boxster, the market priced it at a fraction of the 911. What the market hasn't priced in yet is the analog driving experience of a mid-engine, naturally aspirated sports car with a manual gearbox and 0 driver assistance systems is becoming rarer and more desirable every single year. New Boxsters are turbocharged. New Porsches are electrifying. The 986 is one of the last pure mechanical expressions of what a sports car should be. The 986S with the 3.2-liter, 252 horsepower engine is the one to find. It's not a fast car by modern standards, but it's one of the most rewarding driving experiences in the Porsche lineup. The balance is near perfect. Prices for 986s have been suppressed for years because of the IMS stigma and the general perception that roadsters don't appreciate like coupes. That narrative is slowly changing. The Honda S200 is already on the collector radar. The early Boxster is next. Find a 986.2S manual under 80,000 miles with the IMS replaced or sourced from a reputable specialist. Sub $15,000 entry to genuine Porsche driving experience with documented appreciation potential. You can drive it, enjoy it, and sell it higher. That's the best kind of investment. Number 4. The Porsche Cayman 0.81 GTS. The 0.81 Cayman GTS might be the single underrated Porsche ever made, and I mean that seriously. The GTS takes the already excellent 0.81 Cayman S and adds the sport exhaust, wider body kit, sport suspension, 10 extra horsepower, and a driving experience that many, including former Porsche engineers, consider the finest handling car Porsche has ever produced. Better than the Carrera, better than some GT cars. And yet, for years, prices stayed suppressed. Why? Because Porsche capped the engine at 3.4 liters to protect the 911. Buyers knew it, resented it, and the stigma stuck. That narrative is completely reversing. The 0.81 Cayman GT4, which finally got the engine the GTS deserved, is already north of $100,000. The GTS is now seen as the attainable sibling, and values are responding. Prices have been quietly climbing since 2024, and experts have named it one of the top investment picks going into 2026. Manual gearbox is mandatory here. Colors matter more than you think. GT Silver, Guards Red, and Sapphire Blue are the money options. The 982 GT4 RS made the 0.81 GTS look like a bargain. That's a perception shift that only goes one direction. Number 5. The Porsche Cayenne 0.955 V8. Now we go left field, because not every undervalued Porsche is a sports car. The first-generation Cayenne, the 0.955, is the ugly duckling of the Porsche family. When it launched in 2003, it was controversial. Porsche enthusiasts hated it, but it saved the company. The profits from the Cayenne directly funded the Carrera GT, the 997 program, and the brand's resurgence in the 2000s. And now, it's becoming a collectible. The 0.955 is approaching the 20-year mark. It's no longer a used SUV. It's the first generation of a car that went on to become one of the most-selling luxury vehicles in the world. The V8-powered Cayenne S and Cayenne Turbo from this era are the pick. A 4.5-liter naturally aspirated V8, a genuine Porsche chassis, and a driving experience that's still surprisingly engaging. The collector car world is already seeing this pattern with the original BMW X5 and early Range Rover Sport. First generations of iconic SUVs are gaining traction. The 0.955 Cayenne is the next one in line, and it's still priced like an old used SUV. It won't be for longer. Get the Cayenne S or Turbo, V8 only, full service records, and find a low mileage example with original paint. Those are the ones that will matter later. Number 6. The Porsche 928 GTS. The 928 GTS is the definition of a sleeping giant that's already starting to wake up. The 928 was Porsche's Grand Tourer from 1978 to 1995, the car Porsche executives actually thought would replace the 911. It didn't, but it gave us one of the greatest front-engine sports cars ever built. The GTS is the final, most refined version, a 5.4-liter V8 making 350 horsepower, a sweeping, fastback design, and a luxury interior that felt like nothing else Porsche made. Auction records now show 928 GTS examples selling as high as $505,000. That's an outlier, but outliers tell you where the floor is heading. Average sales are sitting around $85,000 for a car that was barely $20,000 a decade ago. That's a serious appreciation story. The 928 GTS checks every box for collector appreciation. Last of the line, limited production, a unique V8 architecture Porsche never repeated, and a design that has genuinely gotten more beautiful with age. Younger collectors who idolized it in 80s and 90s films are now in their 40s and 50s, and they have money. You're not at the bottom of this curve anymore, but you're not at the top either. The window for sub-$100,000 GTS examples is real, and it's closing.
Get a 1992 to 1995 GTS, original paint where possible, full service history. These are complex cars. Records directly affect value. Number 7. The Porsche 944 S2. And here's the one almost nobody is talking about, the 944 S2. Not the base 944, not the 944 Turbo, that one's already been discovered. The S2, the naturally aspirated 211 horsepower 3-liter that came right before the 968 replaced the entire 944 lineup. It's the pinnacle of the 944 concept before Porsche started over. The 944 S2 is a proper sports car by any definition. It's balanced, involving, and sounds incredible for a 4-cylinder. The wider body from the Turbo was standard. Porsche gave it a proper 16-valve cylinder head with output that surpassed many contemporary 6-cylinder cars. It's also arguably the best-looking of the transaxle era Porsches. Here's what the data is telling us. The 944 and 928 are both
seeing genuine increases in demand and price, driven by a new generation of buyers in their 40s who can finally afford the cars they grew up watching. That generational wave is still building. The 944 Turbo is already commanding $25,000 to $50,000 for clean examples. The S2, despite being the better balanced car for road use, still lags behind. That gap will close. Find a coupe, not a cabriolet, manual only, full service records. Watch for rust in the sills and around the rear wheel arches, and buy the best example you can afford because condition is everything. So let's recap. 7 Porsches, 7 opportunities. The 996 Carrera, already moving, $20,000 to $35,000. Act before the 997 appreciation flood washes in. The 997.1 Carrera S, momentum play, $45,000 to $65,000, the last analog S before the generation gets truly expensive. The 886 Boxster, sub-$20,000 entry to genuine Porsche investment territory. The 891 Cayman GTS, the best handling Porsche ever made, still under $75,000. The 955 Cayenne V8, the collectible SUV nobody's noticed yet. The 928 GTS, a grand tourer that's already appreciating with room left to run. And the 944 S2, the sleeper that's one generational wave away from being discovered. None of these are guaranteed, no car investment is, but the pattern here is consistent. Porsche makes things that people want to own. The new cars keep getting more expensive, and the used and classic market follows. If you're thinking about any of these, do your research, get a pre-purchase inspection from a Porsche specialist, and buy the best example you can afford, not the cheapest one available. Condition is everything with Porsche investment. If this video helped you, hit subscribe. Drop the model you already own or wish you'd bought earlier down in the comments. I read all of them. And if you know someone who's been sitting on the fence about their first Porsche, send them this video. The window doesn't stay open forever.